going live.
Looks like
I mean, it's almost noon when I'm drinking wine.
Yeah, close
Sangria.
enough. I mean, it's a Sunday, right? It's a brunch wine.
It's a brunch wine in one of my beautiful wine glass collections.
Yay!
So we use teacups often, guys.
I'm drinking coffee. That is coffee
with nothing else added.
Coffee.
You guys know we use my teacup collection sometimes. I also have a wine glass collection.
Nixie collects things.
I collect things.
Nixie likes things. Shocker. Whereas my house is like no stuff.
Yeah, yours is like this beautiful zen, like these. Mine is like the burrow.
Yeah, we've dubbed it the burrow. If any of you are Harry Potter fans, Nixie's house is the burrow.
Well, you can't see because it's behind the computer, like the wall that is the downstairs collection of things, and then the upstairs spare room that is literally 2 walls of nothing but shelves.
Yeah. Mine is like take Patrick Bateman's apartment and then give it some heart. Just a little bit of heart. Yeah.
And we're just like display everything. We actually likened it. If anyone watches Tested and knows Adam's like workspace and everything, he likes, and it's sort of what we have done. He likes everything to be curated and displayed, so that you can see everything and be able to take like stock and know everything is. We just take that to be everything we own.
Sure. Yeah. I like to think of it as the inside of a mad scientist's brain.
That works.
I mean, I'm getting better about putting things up.
You are.
I have some things up.
You have some stuff on the walls now?
It's like, it's like, I don't want it to, so my worry is always that it'll look like a staged home.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, okay, give it a little bit of heart. So I'm like, put a painting here, but it's going to be a painting of Rory.
Yeah, and you can't see it. You probably, I don't know if you can tell. You know that stack of pictures that used to be back here because since we moved in, they're getting less. There's only a couple there now. What you can't see is up the stairs is all pictures. Stairs is now pictures, and up this wall that you can't see is all photos.
All of the things.
So yeah.
Whereas I'm like, I will put 2 pictures. I will put Zatanna up and my tree.
We have lots. Anyways, as the tour of my home is done.
Ta-da! Yeah. Anything big to share? We
put
up Coco.
Oh, yeah, we put up Coco for the Patreons.
If you are interested, we will soon have to do a top 10.
Yeah, we're gonna do a top 10 soon. We want to get I want to get through this 3-parter.
Yeah.
Before we do the top 10.
Be on the lookout.
Yeah.
And then that's where we're at. I have a feeling, I won't make any promises.
Okay.
But I just have this feeling.
Yeah.
That I may have to record another CarCast.
I have a feeling you may need to, too.
There may be some emotions that need to happen.
We've had a few people who,
I mean, when you start a season with a naked Daniel, there are some feels. Anyway.
We'll get into that in the main cast.
Yeah.
But we have had a couple of people, both on Patreon and on Twitter, who have requested, like, audios of you live watching some of these episodes.
Oh.
But if we do that, we have to figure out the mechanics of it because we can't record the audio for rights reasons. We can't record the audio of the show, but then we can't just have captions on like we do when we do rewatches. We actually just turn the volume down and have this captions.
I have an idea, but we'll have to test it.
Yeah, we have to test it. That is, they'll just be long silences because Grace doesn't want to talk over her first time watching it. And then also we have to figure out.
You know what I'd be okay with is a quick reaction at the end of the cast.
We could do quick reactions, and then the other option is a couple key episodes that are more fun sometimes. We could do a talk over after we watch it. So we just have to figure out sort of. Let us know if you'd prefer either a quick reaction, like an instant take.
Because I do like to just feel my way through the episode, but I understand that that's part of what maybe what people want to hear.
And so, so
it's like, is there a way to mic me, but not the episode?
Yeah, and I think sometimes the actual live feed of you watching it would not, I don't think, be as exciting as some people think sometimes.
There's like a couple of moments.
Yeah, but there might be sort of an instant take that'd be interesting, or doing sort of a rewatch.
Guys, there are plenty of moments when I zone out. And I'm terrible. And Nixie's like, you need to focus. We learned this.
Yeah.
And Jesse and I were talking about it yesterday, actually. We went to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Mm-hmm.
I get antsy. I get antsy like about 20 minutes into anything.
Which is why I knit when watching TV at all times.
So I'm always like, don't touch your phone, don't touch your phone, don't touch your phone, don't touch your phone. What happened?
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there going, don't touch your phone.
Yes. There's a couple, I subtly sometimes go, Grace, you should pay attention.
Yeah, you should look up for
Hey,
a
Grace.
second.
Hey, Grace.
Hey, over here. Hey, focus. Bouncing bunnies. Bouncing bunnies.
Naked Daniel. Naked Daniel. But yeah, so Kaylee's being a butt. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, should we start the actual episode?
Let's get dangerous.
Dangerous. What episode? Wait, 123. 132.
Yeah. So
133.
Yes.
133. Okay. Okay. Welcome to There's No Place. I'm gonna start that over again.
Yep. I'm in. Let's do it.
Okay. Serious face. Podcast face.
Jump also.
Welcome to episode 133 of There's No Place Like Terra, a Stargate First Watch Rewatch podcast. I am Nixie.
And I'm Grace. I stalled. And today we are watching the premiere of season 7.
7.
Fallen.
Yes.
AKA Naked Daniel. But here's why.
Okay.
Metaphorically and physically.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Mine was, so I have two different styles of AKA.
Oh.
If you want to go into the Daniel style AKA, I have
you
Star Trek.
Side gun.
I did. Kaylee just got water guns. I have AKA Stargate: The Search for Daniel, as in, or Stargate: The Voyage Home, because that's kind of more where Spock had his Katra, and it was kind of more the same thing. So the Star Trek route, or Stargate: A New Hope. Because they basically recreate the end of Star Wars at the end of this.
Yeah. That's a thing.
It is.
I like all of them. But I'm going to stick with Naked Daniel.
No, Naked Daniel works.
Yeah.
Yeah. The summary is just the one where they do Star Wars.
Yeah.
Also the one that they do the Star Trek movie.
The one where they do the stars.
Where they combine all of the Star franchises. So this episode first aired June 13th, 2003. It was written by Robert C. Cooper, directed by Martin Wood, and if you missed the Martin Wood cameo in this episode, you just weren't looking hard enough. Because it's
dun, dun, dun.
Pretty obvious. Yeah.
I'm not being distracted by my phone.
Yeah, I should probably turn mine on to airplane mode. Anyway, so arum does actually mean naked, by the way.
Oh.
In Hebrew. Apparently.
And so when I heard I'm so glad you corrected that.
Yeah.
Because I heard Aaron, like Aaron, but in Spanish. And I was like, that's a Spanish, but okay, fine. Maybe it's Hebrew. That makes sense. It's 2 A's.
I'll be honest, I didn't look at it myself. I found it on a wiki. I'm just assuming that's correct.
I like it.
Someone who speaks Hebrew, tell us, because I don't. I barely speak English. And yeah, I
have trouble with the 2 languages.
This is just Stargate Wars.
Yeah. Star Wars.
And guess who's back? This episode, the obvious elephant in the room.
The naked elephant in the room?
The naked elephant in the room.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that?
I'm going to be okay.
Are we just going to get through that as we get through the episode?
We're just going to go through the episode and then...
Okay.
So here's what happened. Is in the first watch, there was feels. And in the second watch, there was different feels.
Okay.
And then I do the thing where I'll listen back to our previous episodes and then different feels. But I don't write any of it down. I just kind of let them all happen. And somehow it's
just mix in with each other.
Because I worry about like writing things down and then like just reading off my paper. Because I don't do well for that.
You mean like I do?
But you actually make it sound good. Whereas I would just be reading my paper. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we're confronted with here.
Yes.
And I think that's the word I'm going to work through.
Okay.
Confrontation or facing things, fears. And a lot of, there's just stuff. We will work through our stuff.
Alrighty, let's get into this. So we start on a planet, and in the middle of the village elder lecturing the young dudes on the trip to the watering hole.
Inside joke for me and Nixie, but I'm sure many of you can relate. It's reminded me a lot of a boss we both know. Who likes to tell us stories. It's very sweet, but it's like you've told this one.
To be fair, people also tell me to that. because I am notorious for, I literally blank that I've told someone something, and so I'll be super excited and telling them something, and they do one of two things. They just kind of, and just let me go with it, or they'll be like, you said that yesterday.
And in our boss's defense too, he does this thing now. He goes, "Have I told you guys the story of blah blah blah?" And we go, "Yes." He goes, "Then I won't tell it."
I haven't gotten to the points in my wisdom in life to ask that question. I just, in my excited state, I just dive right into it. Anyway, there he's telling some parable back to them, and there's a bright light, and then some guy laying in a fetal position, strategically covering everything up. And we get a close-up of those big old blue eyes.
Dun, dun, dun.
And we don't have to guess who it is because we know.
We know that face.
But he doesn't know who he is. So we know more than he knows at this moment.
He knows nothing.
He knows nothing, Jon Snow. And credits.
I mean, is that, I wonder, like a metaphor for not knowing things? Because Jon Snow is naked a lot, too.
He is.
It's like the whole
He's a little bit allergic to clothing.
Yeah. Very exposed, and don't know things. Just all these brand new babies.
Yep.
Constantly brand new babies.
Oh, I'm sure there is some archetype of sort of...
It's a way to get into our brains.
Yeah.
People who are smarter than me right now. Boyfriend Jesse's rolling his eyes right now going, "No shit, idiot."
But also,
Actually, he wouldn't say it that way. That's my line.
And then credits.
Yes. Dun, dun, dun.
So when we get back, I'm taking a drink at the credits.
Yeah. I saw things.
Did you see things?
Or namely, didn't see things.
Can I just say, and I actually pointed this out to our Twitter people, you did not notice the credits the first time we watched this.
I did not. Because that's usually when I'm like, take a breath.
Yeah, you didn't watch the credits the first time.
No, and I was rewatching this morning.
Did you have a little moment?
I noticed things no longer in the credits.
And then some things in the credits?
Yes. So we'll see.
I was actually really wondering if you would have picked that up before the cast. Because you did not on the first watch, and I didn't want to point out you should watch the credits.
Here's the thing. I want to ignore the credits.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm going to ignore the credits because it feels like metagaming.
That's fine. We're going to ignore the credits for now. It is. And it's one of those things where I think that's a difference between if you're going to use quote unquote prestige television and sort of these more where it is more of a season long contract type situations. Because Game of Thrones, you're not going to have a name in the credit that isn't in the show type thing or that type of stuff. They would have. So yeah, it is a little bit of metagaming. So we're going to ignore them for now.
I am a known believer
so
in
the credits never happened. When we come back from the non-credits, Jonas is doing his Jonas thing, studying the tablet from last episode.
I love this entire sequence.
I love it on multiple levels.
Yes. So what? It's so joyful.
It is. Remember, Jonas is a puppy.
Jonas is puppying his face off.
I know.
Jonas is a puppy with zoomies right now.
Yes.
Just running all over the place where you're like, whoa.
There is frapping going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening.
Yep.
Where you're like, slow down, little buddy. Slow down. And so Stormy, he's doing this move that Stormy does where he's like, searching the house for the right toy to play with.
Yeah.
Because he wants to play with you and he's like, but no, not just any toy
it has
will
to be
do.
the right toy.
I must find the right one. And then searches the house because of course he never remembers where he left them. And the cutest part is he always goes to his basket first. But it's like, no, the mommy is the only one that puts the toys back in the basket. You don't ever put your toys in the basket.
Kaylee collects them in her bed.
Yeah, she really has a spot. Stormy's just like everywhere.
I mean, it is everywhere. You've seen the floor in our house.
But yeah, so one, it's joyful. It's very happy Jonas. He's trying to get everywhere. He's like running around. And then there's that whole moment with Tyler, whatever your name is. And then production-wise.
This basically is the production going, let's just hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And everyone...
Let us put some boom in it. Literally. I get it?
See, mine was going for hold up, wait a minute, Usnavi's leaving us for the Dominican Republic. Mine all goes back to Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Makes sense, yeah.
But they're like, hey guys, I don't know if we get to show off how gorgeous our set is all the time.
Yeah.
Let us just show off how gorgeous our set is and how this is almost a practical set. Everything is connected. You can go completely from point A to point B.
How much of that set is left?
Probably none of it. Probably none of the set.
Where can I get a gate? Who took that gate home, you think?
I don't know. The gate itself, I can imagine... I don't know what happened to the gate. It may have been sold off maybe for like museum-y stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, there is the practical and the romantic part of my head.
Yeah.
The practical part is like that shit was just sold off.
Sure.
The romantic part of my head is somewhere that is in storage.
Yeah.
Waiting.
It's buried.
To be brought back.
Somebody buried the gate.
Someone buried the gate. And someday they will unbury it.
Aww.
In a series directed and produced and created by Brad Wright. Maybe not directed. He doesn't do all the directing.
Peter DeLuise.
Peter DeLuise can direct all of it. And Martin Wood. And Amanda Tapping.
Yes.
Because Amanda Tapping is a huge director these days.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, okay.
Forward.
So yeah, his light bulb goes off, he goes running. He make it to the elevator, and I love every time where it's like, in the elevator, move them around so they change the sets and connect them to something else.
Hurry.
And just can't miss the Major Wood cameo here. It's just big old Wood cameo, and he explains to Wood that it's not the Lost City because there's a subtle difference in meaning when you use Asgard translations of early ancient. It's important to remember that.
Yeah.
He continues running up to the control room.
I love that it's like, why do you? I don't care.
I don't. This
know.
is I really want that to be like his shot list or something on his clipboard.
Yeah. No cares about anything you're saying right now.
Runs in the control room. It's beautiful. Everything is connected. Runs up the stairs to Hammond's office. We see Sam. Man has some stamina. Stamina.
I have some stanimas.
He
took a stanima before heading up those stairs.
He runs into Hammond's office, and we hear Sam talking about how Anubis is basically kicking the ass and taking names of all the gold.
Oh, yes.
Also, I really love Sam's haircut.
I was going to say, let's pause for a second to consider. I don't know if there was a hairstylist change or if they just finally got a budget to get Sam and Jonas a haircut.
I really actually would love to have Sam's hair.
Sam's hair looks gorgeous.
I actually was I was like, Grace, can I pull off Sam's hair?
And I went, yes.
My hair would be way curlier. It could be way curlier.
But Jonas has better hair too.
Yeah.
He's got that texture going. He's got the fun things are happening. And Hammond's hair always looks great.
Yes.
We will just leave it at
always.
That.
So Jonas barges into the conversation and just figured out that it's not the Lost City. That never made sense. How can someone lose one of your own cities?
Right.
It's not the Lost City, it's the City of the Lost. And as he's talking, Sam's like, gate address. Yeah. And he just keeps talking that he used Daniel's notes in the Library of the Four Races. Remember the Library of the Four Races? Yeah. We went to that place. He talked about the city of the ancients called Viz-Uban. It's where the plague began. It was going to be the bestest, fanciest, most powerful, strongest, fastest, awesomest, most amazing city in the universe.
Stronger, faster.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, but I failed. Okay. But it never was completed. And Sam's like, dude, gate address.
Whereas like, Jonas is like, patience.
He continues talking.
I must tell my entire story.
He's like, but Jack had the repository of the knowledge dropped in his brain, and there was a crap ton of new addresses that he dumped in the system. Have we been able to send probes to all of them yet? And Sam's like, about a quarter.
Yeah.
So I think they were randomly put in his head and randomly put in the computer. Probably. Or do you think there was some sort of chronological order? And if there was, if Viz-Uban was still under construction when that list was made, it would be one of the last ones on the list.
Jonas so wisely lets Sam get to the answer with him. She does not deprive him of the joy of solving the problem, which ultimately I believe that Sam would enjoy. Whereas Sam's like, give me thing. It's like, no, you won't enjoy it as much if I just give it to you.
As someone who, let's be honest, I'm probably the most Sam-like in terms of thought processes. Yeah. Only sometimes do you want the puzzle.
Sure.
Sometimes the puzzle will frustrate the shit out of you.
That's fair.
And you just want to complete it.
Yeah.
I just want the gate address right now because I had my own puzzle that I was solving, so I don't have time for your puzzle.
Yeah.
Just give me the answer.
But ultimately we can't find the Lost City because of paperwork.
Because of paperwork. And Hammond orders a probe for the last address on the list of addresses that Jack's brain put in the system.
Hmm.
So SG-1 gets to the planet, and Jack is worried about the plague that was mentioned earlier. And this place is called the City of the Dead. Jonas is like City of the Lost.
Mm-hmm.
It's different.
Yeah, dead, lost.
In the village, Jonas is pretty sure all the people aren't dead or lost. Pretty sure these are just nomadic tribe that's taken over and they're not the agents. Mm. And they meet the locals, and we get a great line. Someone points at Teal'c and is like, Jaffa? Jack's like, nobody plays one on TV.
It's really good.
And Sam's reaction to this is like,
what the?
Did you actually just say that?
Yeah. You think that was? Do you think that was Amanda tapping? Just going, seriously?
But I don't know, because it's one of those things where I saw something briefly about this line, and I don't remember, and someone can correct me, if this was a line that was in the script and they almost cut it because it was too meta, or if it was just something that RDA said and they almost cut it because it was too meta.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but either way, the line was almost cut.
I love it.
Yeah, but I'm glad it made it in. And Jonas is like, we just want to take a really, 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 really good look around.
We just won't play. Can we play with your things?
Another SG team is getting things ready and secure by the gates, and they see someone come out of the forest. And they're almost doing this like, do you
recognize that guy? I kind of recognize. They just saw a celebrity.
Yeah, they did.
They just saw a celebrity.
A celebrity named Daniel.
Yeah. Who looks damn good in blue.
He looks real good in blue.
Yeah.
He needs to wear those blue BDUs more often.
Yeah.
So back in there, by the way, this is an episode of people looking good because Sam later.
Yes.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Back in the village, Jack and the village elder are trading parables. Yeah. Is that their name?
Yeah,
Parables?
I want to call it. Yeah, I called it an adage.
Yeah.
But a parable works. I'm not sure what the right word is, but I called it an adage duel.
Okay.
An adage duel is a cool term for something.
It is.
So we have to make something up that is an adage duel.
But they end with Jack going, birds of a feather. And the elder doesn't know that one. Jack's like, it has something to do with flocking.
Yeah. Ultimately, Jack doesn't either.
Togetherness. He's like, I don't really know that one either.
Yeah, he doesn't even know the end of the adage.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
There's birds of a feather.
Yeah.
Something with flocking.
Something flocking related.
And the other SG team comes up and is like, guys, you might want to see this.
Yes.
It's Daniel!
This is where you almost expect a slow motion camera run between Jack and Daniel.
Dun, 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 dun,
like the long lost lovers finally get to see each other. Except record scratch.
Not. He goes by a rum. It means naked one. And Sam actually goes to try and like slap him on the shoulder, like, hey. Yeah. And he like is like, fuck no, get off me. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
He doesn't recognize any of them, not even Jack.
That has to break Jack's heart.
It breaks all of their hearts. In a rum's tent later, Jack comes in. A rum wants to be left alone. I'm calling him a rum now because he's not yet Daniel.
Yeah, it's fair.
Wants to be left alone because this tent, and these people are all he knows. He's tried to remember who he was before. Sometimes it's right there, but it's nothing.
Yeah, it's like those stories where you hear of a child who was kidnapped.
Yeah.
And they turn up later and they're like, I don't know what my family is.
Yeah.
I don't know what
these kidnappers are my family.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's got to be scary. You don't know what the fuck's going on. In a little bit, he kind of becomes a surly teenager. He's like, I'm going to go to my tent. Yep. It's the only place that I feel safe in.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go to my safe space.
Yep.
Because I don't know what's happening, and it's a little bit scary.
Corky butt. And Jack's like, well, you were a friend. And then you died last year. I mean, he's like, what, I'm dead? Well, not dead. Like, it was like a flesh wound dead. Yeah. You sort of, you died, but then became a force ghost. It's very complicated.
So how would you take that? If you woke up, these people say they know you, and they were like, we knew you, and you died.
Also because you don't remember all the shit that you saw as Daniel, in which case that actually might make sense.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
So this is where we get to the first parts of the episode where the theme of this episode is facing scary things.
It is.
I don't have a better way. I'm sure there's a one-word answer for that. That's way nicer. But not only is Grace dealing with things and having to face things that could happen, and there's these nagging fears in the back of your brain, but Daniel is now faced with this idea of what the fuck am I?
Yeah.
And you get further into it when Sam talks to him, so I'm gonna let us get there.
Okay. So and Jack started telling about Anubis, and like all that talk about Anubis does not help Aram believe the story in any way. But why, out of all the planets, did Aram end up here if not for SG1 to find him?
Right.
And Aram's like, so a higher power had a hand in this? And Jack's like, oh, I mean, that was your department.
Yeah.
If you could change your fate, would you? So Jack sort of tags out at this point. Out in the village, Jack tells Sam that it's like talking to a wall.
Yeah.
Jonas and Teal'c are out doing a sweep to see if there might be some hidden weapons or power or something that supposedly is here. And it's Sam's turn now.
Yeah.
She's guessing that maybe losing his memory was some kind of punishment. I mean, there was tons of rules he said he was breaking.
Yeah.
Big line he said he was crossing. So she kind of tags in and goes in. And she's like, hi, I'm Samantha Carter. You and everyone else calls me Sam.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, as I told Jim. And he's like, Jack.
Yeah.
And I'm going that's a Star Trek reference. I don't care if it's not. It's a Star Trek reference.
I like that idea.
Sam doesn't understand why he's not dying to know who he is. And I'm like, poor choice of words, Sam.
Yeah. How about dying is not right? How about your tact is not really on point today?
But he has a really good point here. He wants to know who he is, but he's worried that he's not going to like who he was, that he can't make up for things that he may have done wrong.
Yeah. And ultimately, even if he likes who he was, whatever got him here, he's got to face that.
Yeah.
So whether it was a failure or a success, or something he still thinks he would do now. So there's this sense of identity tied to these things that he's scared of facing. Yes. So it's like, how does this change who I am if I make myself face this thing? And so, yeah, it's a day of reckoning.
It is, because right here, he's safe.
Yeah. Right
here, this is something he knows.
Not knowing more is a safe space to be.
Exactly. It's like that. It's basically ignorance is bliss.
Yep.
Like he's good right here, and he feels safe, and it is really scary to find out any more information.
Now, there's no room for growth in this space.
There's not.
But it's scary.
Safe. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, because Sam knows who Daniel is, the idea that he may not want to know and that he may not like who he is never occurs to Sam.
Right. Well, and I think because probably to Sam, it doesn't occur to her either.
Yeah, exactly. So Sam would want to know. Well, Sam believes that she would want to know. You can't actually know until you face that situation. But again, Sam knows who Daniel. She tells him that losing Daniel was one of the hardest things she's ever been through. Mm-hmm. That he's brilliant, he's caring, he's passionate, type of person who would give his own life for someone he doesn't know. And if he has one fault, that it would be he wants to save people so badly that when he can't, it tears him apart.
Yeah. Now, and I'm not banging on Sam.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting to listen the way she approaches this conversation.
Yeah.
Because it's a very, and there's no better word for this, but I don't mean it as a dig.
Yeah.
It's a very selfish approach, this entire conversation. In the sense of she's only living in her perspective. Mm-hmm. She's very honest about it.
Yes.
So she's like, I can't understand that. I don't get that. And even when she talks about Daniel dying, she's like, this was hard for me.
Yeah.
There's no sense of, I can't imagine how hard this is for you. I don't know what you're going through.
Yeah.
That's not the conversation she has. It's this great telling of Sam's character of like very intelligent, very smart lady, very much has her shit together, but to this degree of like, I've got to handle me and you've got to handle you.
And it's almost one of those things where also she has empathy to a point.
She
has empathy. Right. And this is another way, and I'm going to be truly honest, it's another way that I identify so much with Sam.
Well, there's this very healthy boundary.
Yes.
Where to us, the feely mushy people, you're like, open the boundary, but it's like, no, this is healthy and I'm comfortable here.
Exactly. Like this, and it's almost to the point, and I sort of look at it as the Sam. It's like, I know that I can't experience what you're going through. Right. So this is what I went through.
Yeah, and there's no malice behind it, and there's no sense of anything other than like, this is as far as I can go.
This is exactly.
The rest is on you.
And so it's also, this is why she can't comprehend that Daniel wouldn't want to know who he is, because all that Sam knows is this wonderful person that Daniel is.
Right.
And everything that's amazing about him. Yeah. Because even the negative things of Daniel, Sam isn't registering those right now.
Right. And because they don't make up all that he is.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it never occurred to her that Daniel might think that there is a negative side that he would remember.
And in the times of trouble, Sam is ultimately an optimist.
Yes.
Whereas Daniel can go to those dark places.
Yes, he can.
And he's in a dark place.
Yeah.
Whereas she's like, hey, it's a time of trouble. Let's find the light places. Yeah.
Yes, it was like, Sam!
I love it. Yeah.
And I'll be honest, this is one of those things where going through this series like this and really picking it apart, obviously Sam's always been my favorite character.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I never really understood exactly why Sam's my favorite character until I realized, I'm basically Sam.
Our instincts just find the people that we connect to.
Exactly.
There's a reason why I feel that I could read into all this Daniel-ness of the Daniel that there is. But yeah, absolutely.
So, and he's, after all of this, like, gushing of who Daniel is, he's like, that's a bit much.
Yeah, he's like, that's not any better.
Like, how am I supposed to live up to that?
Yeah. And again, he's in this space where it doesn't, you can't force him to see any light.
Exactly.
It's gonna be tough, and it's scary as fuck. The unknown is scary and can be fearful, and if you are not ready, it can shake your whole core. Yeah. And if you don't know what your core is and what your identity is,
it's even more terrifying.
There's no ground to stand on.
No.
And we experience it later with a couple of the characters.
Yes.
But let's move through it.
So at the very least, she has gotten Daniel to the point where he's going to think about it.
Yeah.
And I truly think that he is thinking about it.
Yeah, and I think it's a productive conversation.
It is. But before she leaves, he just wants to know, is there anything between them?
Oh, A for effort, buddy.
And also, I love Sam, where she's so flustered by this because the thought has never occurred to her.
And like, not in a malicious way either. No. She's just like, nah, dude. Nah, you're my brother.
Like, exactly. They're like, she doesn't say it, but it's like, we're like siblings.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm lucky enough to have a sibling that's very much like this, where Sam and Daniel always bickered. They like poked each other and all this kind of stuff, but at the same time, they could actually work together and get shit done real good.
I can't blame him for trying.
No.
Sam's looking good.
Sam is
doesn't
hot.
know her at all.
Daniel's hot.
He's like, hey, while you're here,
like,
you're kind of a hot piece of ass.
They would be a extremely good looking couple.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder if there's some sort of hint of like kind of always admired her.
And here's I think what it comes down to. I think with all friendships, is that whether it is a sexual, romantic, or a friendship, there's an attraction either way.
Yeah, you have to be attracted to something.
Exactly. All friendships come down to attraction.
Yeah.
So absolutely. When you are mind blanked and you know,
instinctually that's the first type of attraction.
Exactly.
And also I imagine that there was probably a crush when he first met her.
Yes.
And once understanding the Jack and Sam dynamic, he was smart enough to be like, oh, I'm going to not even think about that.
I also have a hunch that may have been attracted, like, physically first off, but after getting to know them, they're like, no, this is...
Enough factors were experienced to where he was like, that's not what this is.
Exactly. Yeah. So I love that scene so much.
Yeah, I think we've all been there. I've been there in situations where I'm like, am I attracted to this person? And I'm like, no, I just really like them as people.
It's more like, I'm attracted, but what type of attraction is it?
Yeah. Plenty of people where you're just like, fuck, you're smart. This is amazing. Let's be friends forever. Yeah.
So outside, Jack is learning a story about a dog and dancing monkeys, which I'd love to hear.
I want to know about the dog and the dancing monkeys. Although a monkey and dancing dogs would be even more fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
So Jack and Jonas and Teal come back, and they got the UAV up. The ruins are huge.
Yeah.
And this is where Deanna comes out of his tent and announces that he's going home.
Wow. That's gotta be, imagine saying that.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, what, hours, maybe?
Yeah.
After this conversation where you're like, I'm scared of everything.
Yep.
And I don't know who I am. And what if I don't like who I am?
Yeah.
And fuck everything. And then he goes, fuck it, I'm going to face it.
Exactly.
How very Gryffindor of him.
He's very... we all thought that he was a Ravenclaw.
Honestly, I would have given you Hufflepuff. But
well,
yeah.
I think he is... Okay. I'm trying to figure out how much you can say that won't be a spoiler.
Oh.
I think that Daniel is Okay, well, I think Daniel is a Hatstall between Ravenclaw and Gryffindor.
Okay.
In the same way, I think that Hermione was a Hatstall between Gryffindor and Ravenclaw.
Okay.
So I think like Hermione, I think Hermione may drift a little bit towards Ravenclaw, even though she's in Gryffindor.
Okay.
Because of knowing Hermione, and they're only going to put her in one house because it's the heroic house. Yes. Yeah. I think that I'm trying. Let's just say that I think the Hatstall is a little bit more of a Hatstall going forward.
Okay.
He was a little more solidly Ravenclaw before.
Okay.
I think he is now a true Hatstall.
Whereas in my brain, he's always been a little more Hufflepuff than anything else.
Okay. I see Jonas as Hufflepuff.
Jonas is definitely a Hufflepuff.
Yeah. I actually, and I'm going to be honest, I think that Teal'c is a Hatstall between Hufflepuff and Gryffindor.
I can see that.
Because
loyalty above all
Exactly.
else.
Yeah. And then Jack is just the most lion-y lion that you've ever lied.
Gryffindor, like Harry Potter himself is...
No.
Yeah. Like, no. Like, Godric Gryffindor is Jack.
And again, going back, I think Ron is a Hufflepuff Gryffindor Hatstall as well.
I can see that, but he's just a long line of Gryffindors. I think he's just... So, here's my theory on Ron, and then we'll go back to the Stargate Promise.
Please.
Is... The Weasley household is strong with the Gryffindor.
Yes. Their blood is red for a reason.
Yeah, and as red as their hair. And so, but they have this strong maternal, feely person in their that is the nucleus of this household.
Like my favorite character in the entire series.
That allows them to feel feels in the way that we pertain to become to a Hufflepuff.
Yes.
That's my theory on Ron.
I do think I think in any other family Ron would be a Hufflepuff though.
Yeah. But I think they're like strong with the Gryffindor blood.
The Force is strong with this one.
Tempered with those maybe Molly was a Hatstall.
I can see Molly as a Hatstall.
And so she tempers the rest of their feels.
Think Molly and Ron were the Hatstalls.
Sure.
Because even Ginny is like, fucking roar, yo.
Yeah. No, Ginny's all fucking roar. All roar.
I love her. Anyway, SGC Gate Room. This is Stargate Podcast.
Sorry, guys.
Daniel comes home, and I love how Jack's like, ta-da!
Okay, no. The best part of this is like, you don't remember me, do you?
Yeah, no.
And he's like, no. And he goes, me neither. I gotta make this about me for a second. I'm uncomfortable.
Jack's like, neither do I, sir.
Yeah. Sir.
And they head off to the infirmary. And Daniel is in perfect health, except for one little thing. His hipster glasses.
Yeah, gotta have those back.
And I do... Like, everyone who wears glasses knows that feel.
Ow.
That first time that you put on a new prescription or the first time you put on your glasses ever, you're like, I have x-ray vision!
I remember the first time. So I went straight from, because I was a kid that was scared of wearing glasses, scared to be made fun of.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Things were very not kosher in that sense.
Yeah.
I waited until I absolutely had to get them. And I was in 6th grade, and I went for contacts.
Oh.
And I learned how to put contacts in, and I was like, I kept moving back, because I was like, the world is in three dimensions.
I got my glasses in 5th grade, and I didn't get to try contacts until, like, my sophomore or junior year. And The reason I got contacts the first time was because I danced, and as I turned, my glasses would fly off my face. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And that can't happen when you're on stage, guys.
Don't do that.
So I got contacts, and I still wear my glasses more than my contacts.
Yeah, no. No, not a common occurrence.
Yeah. Anyways, X-ray vision.
Yeah.
And Daniel asked Jack if his hair has always been that way.
Like so gray.
Yeah.
Has it always been so gray?
Yeah. It's
yowza.
Anyway, so in the guest VIP room, they did keep and unpack some of Daniel's stuff. They tossed a lot of junk, which looked very valuable.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably. And there's a photo of Sharay over by his bed.
One quick thing.
Yes.
Did Janet keep Daniel's glasses?
I have a full... Okay.
Because how adorable is that?
Again, there's two different things.
Okay.
There's the logical part of my brain that says probably they were packed up with important stuff, but like with the Sharay photo and stuff like that, and Janet just gave them to give them. The romantic part of my brain, because I've always loved the ship between Daniel and Janet, that's the one thing that Janet kept.
Because look, if anyone was the last one to prep the body, it was Janet, and she took the glasses and tenderly folded them up and put them in her pocket. That's how it happened in my brain.
Our truth is that Janet kept Daniel's glasses.
Okay, now we can move on.
Okay. But there's a photo of Sharay by his bed, which he doesn't remember who she is yet.
Yeah.
But in his bunk that night, he does.
Dirty.
Has a dream about her.
You think his penis remembers before the rest of them does?
Probably.
So he's like, I remember what that felt like.
And I love that he wakes up with the, where the fuck am I? Who am I?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where am I?
Yeah. That hotel room feeling where you're like, I don't know where I am. Where's my bathroom?
There was one time that I actually was going to dog sit. I drove up to my parents' house. I got there late at night. They had already left because I was like the 3-hour window type thing. So I got there and it was really, really late and I just went to bed and I woke up in the middle of the night and it was pitch dark.
Yeah.
And I went to go feel for my phone.
Oh.
It wasn't there.
Did you feel a dog?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It was air.
Oh.
And
that's not where you're.
And I couldn't. And then I went to feel the floor because my bed at the time was very low.
Yeah.
And the bed at my parents' house was very high. And then I couldn't feel the floor.
Oh.
And then I couldn't feel anything.
Yeah.
And then the wall was on the wrong side.
You're in limbo.
And I was like, I literally, because it's 3 or 4 in the morning, I literally went, was I transported somewhere? Did aliens abduct me?
Yep. This is right now.
Kaylee. Okay. Did aliens abduct me?
Yeah.
Like it was.
They probably did.
What felt like a half an hour, but in reality, probably about 2 minutes. I legit thought I was abducted by aliens.
Yeah. I remember the first time I dog sat for someone, I was like, who's in bed with me? Who's here? Oh, it's you. I know you.
Oh, the dog was sleeping in my parents' bed. Didn't come anywhere near us. So he heads to Teal'c's room.
Yes.
And he's not interrupting anything because Teal'c hasn't been able to kill Nareem since he got his Tritonin.
Now, let's pause for a moment here. Because, again, let's go on this theme.
This is a big...
About confronting things and identity.
Yeah.
This is the first time that we're dealing with the fact that Teal'c no longer has a junior. So he doesn't straight up say, I don't have junior. But he says, I'm now on Tritonin.
Yep.
I can't kill Nareem.
Yep.
I hope that we visit this later. I have no idea what's going to happen, but it's the same idea of like who I am or who I was, and I don't know what that is anymore.
Yeah, it's a huge part of your identity is gone.
So now what am I? Now what's left? Teal'c being Teal'c doesn't go on this like emotional diatribe over it.
No.
But it's the same feeling.
It is.
He just handles it differently.
And also, to be fair, he's had more time to handle it as well at this point.
But has he?
It's fresh.
Has he dealt with it?
I'm not talking about the progress he's made. It's just he's chronologically had more time to at least start on the journey of dealing with this shit.
I will bet that he has just not given himself time to deal with it.
I can fully imagine that he is not.
He's like compartmentalized.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And my question is he still technically trying to kill Nareem, or has he sort of started just meditating?
I think he's meditating, and maybe he doesn't know a word for it because kill Nareem had to do with Junior.
Yeah. So Daniel remembers Sharay. At least her name. And he holds up the picture, and like this is the first time that he's remembered something on his own, the first glimpse that this could come back. And he's like, so Teal'c, where's Sharae?
Yeah.
And Teal'c's like, gulp.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel's
Thank God Daniel can read faces.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, she be dead, huh?
Yeah, because to force Teal'c to say more than that, God, that's got to be awful.
I know. And did you see what Daniel did with the photo after that?
No.
He put it face down.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
He put it face down on the table.
Yep.
So then, to business. Daniel wants Teal'c to tell him the synopsis of the last episode. All about Anubis, why Daniel to break this mythological rule to fight him. Mythological. So in the briefing room, the big old briefing, the first of the two big briefing room scenes, Daniel comes in with his guard right into the middle of an SG1 presentation about the ruins, and he tries some joke about forgetting what time the meeting was. Hammond's like, this is a classified briefing. And Daniel he's like, yeah, but I used to be part of the team, and I really don't have a good reason to be here.
How tense is this moment? How tense is this moment where you're like, I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be part of this.
Yeah.
I am clearly being left out of this. How do I be in this?
I got hooked on a feeling that I should be here.
Yep. Luckily.
Which is good enough for Hammond.
Luckily. Hammond being the all-knowing, all-seeing, beautiful bald man that he is. Is like, come be part of this family.
And has a soft spot for Daniel. I think he always has.
He says, Ohana means family, Daniel.
Yeah.
And family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten.
Out of a classified meeting. So, besides, who's Daniel going to tell?
Right.
And he calls Jack Jim again, and everyone's reactions to this is adorable.
Yeah.
Because he does it, I'm pretty sure he does it on purpose here.
Yeah.
So Jonas,
he's still an outsider. Even through the meeting, he's a little there's a little bit of tension, and he's a bit of an outsider.
So Jonas gets back to it. Basically, the detailed answer so far is that they found nothing in the ruins. And it does say, however, that Visuban translates to a place of great power. And Daniel's like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah. And again, this is not how Daniel would have said this before.
No.
It's very tactless.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of, if Jonas were anyone else, he might have taken that offensively.
It's almost like he just hadn't have a filter.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, it's not. It's not the Lost City.
Well, that's what I mean. There's no tact involved. It's just facts.
Because your translations are wrong.
Yeah.
And I know you use my notes and all, but my notes are wrong too.
Yeah.
Sorry
it's not
about
personal
that.
Because my notes are. I'm shitty too.
Yeah.
This is just where we are. Yeah.
They're way off.
Yeah.
And Daniel doesn't know why or how. He just looks at the tablet and he can read it.
So let's consider that. Let's consider that previous old school Daniel would have been a far more apologetic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Here's what I think.
Yeah.
Whereas new Daniel is like, these are the facts.
Yeah.
Here's what I know. I don't know why I know it, but I know it.
Exactly. So Sam's confused. I thought the ancients lost. Didn't you say this was the city of the lost? He goes, no. The ancients lost one of their own cities. No, they made it lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were two other people.
Yeah.
It's
a hidden city.
They camouflaged. They removed it from written history. So Jack is now getting annoyed. Daniel told him, and he then gave Anubis the eye. Really? Hey. There's kids outside. I can hear them on bicycles and dogs.
How dare they?
So Jack gets a little annoyed.
Yes.
He's like, I gave Anubis the eye because you told me to. Because you said we'd find this city and whoop his ass with all the power that was there. And now he's taking on all the rest of the system lords is going to dominate the galaxy.
Yeah. So to stick with my theme a little, and I may be pushing it, but on the other side of this, not knowing who you are, identity being lost, things being different, now Jack has lost trust.
Yeah.
Which is like, so now he's angry. Because it's like, I had trust.
Yeah.
I knew who you were.
Yeah.
I knew what things were. And now I don't fucking know.
Exactly.
So, very angry Jack. And we see more of that.
And Jack just wants everyone to turn away because he doesn't want witnesses as he kicks Daniel's ass.
Yeah. Yep.
So later on, Jonas knocks on Daniel's door.
I love this part.
And he hatches the start of a plan. Because he's just talking out loud here. Anubis doesn't have all the ancient knowledge.
And again, old Daniel would have been like, more, tell me more, be my friend, be in this room. Whereas new Daniel's like, what the fuck do you want?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So Anubis is only partially ascended, or he would have found the city on his own. And if Anubis had the tablet, he probably wouldn't make the same mistake that Jonas made because of the translation, because he can read ancient fairly well, I'm assuming. But if you found the tablet or a copy of it and it said something else.
Yeah.
Montage!
We got a montage. So basically we're going to bait Anubis.
Yes.
With a fake tablet.
We're going to put out a lure.
Like it.
We're going to put out a little Pokemon lure out.
Nice. And nice work by
try
Jonas.
To catch an Anubis in a Pokeball. So Teal'c heads through the gate in his Jaffa armor. Daniel and Jonas are researching and translating up a storm with some ancient.
The plan is afoot.
The Tok'ra are involved and working with Sam
on
some, I'm assuming, engineering-y stuff. They're looking at a little hologram of Anubis' ship.
Smart things.
Back on the planet they found Daniel on, the locals have found a ring platform. And we find out that Teal'c went off to go talk to you.
Yeah.
So what we finally find what the plan is in a briefing that Sam is conducting, and she's basically General Dodonna from A New Hope right here, because what they're planning is basically the run at the Death Star, including a ventilation shaft.
Yep. Right down to the, it's very much a nod.
It's just,
It's not even nod. It's more of like a wild hand gesture. At Star Wars.
They just like make a little heart around it.
Yeah.
And just, this is their ultimate love letter to A New Hope. And so they're going to run the F302, which, by the way, is no longer the X302. It is now the F302, no longer experimental.
F for fancy.
It is the fancy 302. So they can run the hyper engine for a split second and just go right inside the shields. Very similar to how they went through the Earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hopefully all the calculations are correct, because if they're not, well, we're just not going to discuss what's going to happen if they're not.
Yeah.
So she should just say they're going to pull a trench run.
Yeah.
The catch is they don't know where the ventilation shaft is, but I guarantee that ventilation shaft is about 2 meters, and that Jack used to bullseye romp rats in his T-16 back home.
Makes sense.
They're no bigger.
Now you told us that whole plan a lot smoother than it happens in that room. Because again, angry Jack rears his head. And again, I'm going to push it again towards this theme of mine. This is Jack. Again, his identity is, I am the guy in charge.
Yeah.
I am the guy who makes the plans.
I am the captain.
I am the captain. I make sure everything is safe and everything works and everything goes off without a hitch. And then I quip at the end.
Yeah.
So now let's see where we are. He's not really in charge right now.
Not at the moment.
He's not the guy making the plans.
He is not.
He's not the guy with all this information in his brain. He does not really have a way to protect his whole crew.
No.
So what is he now?
Yeah.
He is an angry Jack.
He's an angry Jack.
And all he can do is to lash out at those he loves.
Yeah.
Yowza. Fear. Identity. All of these themes keep coming up. I don't know why. I had too much coffee.
So, this is where Jonas and Daniel come in, because they don't know where the ventilation shaft is. So Anubis keeps...
So this is a Janiel?
Janiel.
Or donuts?
Donuts.
Donuts sounds too much like donuts, and I want to eat it.
I want to eat donuts.
Yeah.
So,
Janiel.
Janiel. Anubis keeps his plans locked up tight.
Joniel. Sorry, I'm happy now.
Joniel. Okay, this is where Joniel comes in.
Thank you.
Anubis keeps his plans locked up with ciphers that are coded in ancient, and the Tok'ra operatives, even in his rank, don't speak ancient well enough to be able to decipher them. That's where the dynamic duo comes in. They're going to sneak on board, access the computer, tell people where the shaft is.
Yeah.
No jokes about where the shaft is.
The sexiest duo ever.
They are a pretty sexy duo. This is like
the Grace's dream team.
I mean, listen, the entire team is kind of stunningly attractive.
They are. Yeah, you're just hitting all the right notes for me.
To be fair, it is a TV show, and so most of the teams are just going to be stocked with the most attractive people. that continues for all of Stargate. Your main team always going to be super attractive.
Particularly these two.
Yes.
For Grace World. Very okay.
But they're also going to have this nice little injectable radioactive isotope from the Tok'ra that are going to hide what'd you say? Joniel from the ship sensors. Easy peasy. Not to put it down around things, but Sam continues it's not actually going to be that easy. Most likely the ship has defenses that are going to work on a backup generator, and they're just trying to take out the Death Star laser at this point.
Yeah.
Once it's out, the system lords will be an even playing field, and Teal'c is off wooing you that he is going to get all of the system lords to show up once the Death Star laser part is down.
Yeah.
Jack's like, everyone who thinks this is an absolutely insane idea, raise your hands.
Yeah.
And everyone does.
Again, Angry Jack.
Yeah.
He's like, it is. It's a fucking insane idea.
It's just crazy. And
I love Sam's attempt to say, this is not my craziest idea. It's like, it kind of is.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
And Hammond's like, everyone keep your hands up because I'm asking who's going to make this happen.
Yep.
And they do because they're awesome.
Because they are the craziest of chaotic good.
They are. So we also learned that they're being responsible in relocating the village, which will take about a week. At the same time, they're literally taking apart an F-302 and rebuilding it on the other side of the gate and building a runway. They also did that with a rocket at one point too.
Just the amount of work.
Yeah. So they're going to plant a tablet. And when they're done, and the Anubis trap will be set.
So in summary, they're going to attack Anubis's weapon and hope for Gould help.
Yeah.
All right.
They're luring Anubis to the planet.
Yeah.
Take out the Death Star with the trench run.
Yeah.
And then hope Gould show up to save them.
The one with the craziest Sam idea ever. That's the name of this episode.
So the plan's a go. Everyone leaves the room except for SG-1. And Jack does apologize for being Debbie Downer, but he's not really a big fan of depending on the Gould to back them up, even if you has helped them before. The point is that this is the wackiest plan they've ever come up with.
Kinda.
And Sam's like, wackier than strapping an active Stargate to the bottom of an X-302? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wackier than blowing up a sun? Yes. And as Jack leaves the room.
Now, I love a lot of things about this moment. One, it shows us, this plan's fucking insane.
It's super crazy.
It shows us that Sam is well aware
because she sits there.
The craziness she is creating.
And she kind of looks around, and she's like, shrugs, and is like, yeah, he's probably right.
Like, I love that, because we don't really know for sure beforehand.
This also was not entirely Sam's idea. Let's remember who came up with this batshit idea.
The thought that Sam is the one who tends to come up with these crazy ideas. But so she's so in the moment and knows it'll work and is thinking so much with just her mechanical mind that we don't know if she knows that they're crazy.
Yeah.
But I love that we have this moment to tell us, oh no.
This is bad
She's
shit.
well aware of how fucking insane how mad scientist she is.
Yes.
But she's gonna do it anyway.
And to be fair,
which is gonna be interesting.
This was Jonas's idea.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting fight between her logic brain though.
Yeah.
Her logic brain who's like, no,
odds are low.
Yeah, odds are bad.
Odds are low.
Don't do this. And she's like, gonna do it anyway. No fuck's gonna do.
You literally like the AC is like 19. You have to roll a nat 20 to even attempt this hit.
Yeah.
So in Yu's main council, I guess, there's a little tension as Yu gets into a sarcophagus. His first prime is trying to tell him his fleet is ready, and Yu seems a little bit out of it.
He's like, I'm gonna just go have a little nappy nap here.
And in the locker room, this is a really great, I love this scene. In the locker room, Daniel recognizes the photo of Jack's son, Charlie. And as he's remembering this first mission to Abydos is because you thought it would be Sue. I should stop talking now.
Ew, I remember Charlie now. Charlie's hanging out with Charlie, isn't he?
He's like, and he's remembering as he's talking is like, and Jack is very matter of fact. He's like, things change.
Yeah.
I was there and now I'm here.
Yeah. I don't want to go into it right now. I don't want to taco about it.
I would like tacos though. And Jack and Daniel have this really nice bonding moment. Rebonding moment, I should say, as they prep. And it comes down to the fact that Daniel doesn't remember everything, but he remembers enough.
Yeah.
And it seems clear to me that the part that he remembers is that Jack is family and that they both can trust each other with their lives above everything.
Yes.
And it's adorable.
I'm trying to not say Ohana again.
Yes. So on the planet, there's a nice little base setup, and both Hammond and Walter are off planet.
Speaking of adorable.
I
know that Hammond is this man in charge.
Yeah.
Guy with the things and the power, but how adorable is he?
He's
in his little jacket. Walter? Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Walter. But just this jacket where he's like, please still go over my belly, sucking it in. Because he hasn't had to put on that clothes in a while.
Can I also just, as we're talking about, can we talk about how hot Sam is in her flight suit?
Look, we're all aware of how hot Sam is.
Yeah.
But damn, does that flight suit help?
Meta tapping, you're really... I love you.
We love you.
For multiple reasons.
You are a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful person.
You are inside and out. And I want to have coffee and beer with you.
And also, I want to be able to pull off a flight suit the way she does.
I want to pull off a flight suit like you do. Moving on from our Amanda tapping gush fest. So Yu's fleet is arriving in the system, and Teal'c is on board. Anubis will be here soon. On the runway, Jack and Sam are ready for takeoff. Jack thought that they were going with Red Leader on this one. just if you weren't quite on track that this was Star Wars yet, let's just ram the Star Wars home a little bit more.
Shove it way up in there.
Way up there, Morty. So, also Jack can't go until Hammond tells him Godspeed, which I love that moment. Yeah. And in an earlier episode, I don't remember which one it is, I talked about the just Godspeed in relation to space flight and everything, and it makes me happy. So Anubis' ship then arrives. And in the village, Anubis' Jaffa start ringing down. Daniel and Jonas are hiding out. And once most of the Jaffa leave, and there's only a few left, get some help from other SG teams, take out all the guards. And Daniel and Jonas ring up to the ship.
And my heart is just on that ship now.
What can go bad? What can go wrong? It's fine. It's fine. Everything's good.
Yeah.
So the F-302 head towards Anubis' ship, and Jack's like, that's
there is no one protecting the squishies.
To be fair,
you know what this is like? It's like when is it Pippin who goes into battle?
Yes.
It's like when he goes out there, and you're just like, you're so squishy and cute, and I know.
And then he sings a really nice song.
It's so sweet, and it pulls all the heartstrings. This courage.
Oh no, it's Mary. Sorry,
Mary. It is Mary. Yes.
I'm thinking of Pippin. Like it's a different part. He sings the song.
I'm thinking of.
I was literally thinking of Two Halves. You're thinking of Mary. Yeah.
And he goes out there and his
with
heart,
Aaron, my favorite,
his biggest, big courage-filled heart, and he's out there and he's just not scared. But all I can think of is like, no, I love you, be protected. That's how I feel about my squishies. It's that same feeling.
But we do get to the point as they get into the thing. The two can handle themselves a little bit better than Mary.
They can.
Which I'll get to in a second.
You're absolutely right. But it does hit the same note.
In like literally half a second. Just because Jack then goes, that ship is fucking gigantic.
Yes.
So then on the ship, Daniel and Jonas roll really high stealth rolls. And Daniel, I have to say, his like strategery mind, like laying down on the floor to shoot up before the door fully opens.
Yep.
I'm remembering that for D&D.
It's a good idea. It's not a bad thing to do.
Because if nothing else, people are expecting something at eye level. So even if the door opens, lay down on the ground, throw some of my fire in.
You know what you do is you make everybody prone. That helps out. Yeah.
They get in and they start working on the computer. Yeah. And I love the bickering in the next scene between Jack and Sam.
Yeah.
He's pushing the ship because he wants to know what it's made of. And she's like, I can tell you exactly what it's made of.
Because literally, I can
How many bolts do you want to know are in this? Yeah.
I'm going to Rain Man the shit out of this right now.
And he's like, another time, maybe, please. Yeah. And for some reason.
Like in bed.
That's what I was like. For some reason, I was like, I can go so dirty with that.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which.
Yes.
Someone may or may not have linked us something.
Uh-huh.
I will unabashedly say that I immediately read it all. No shame. It was so much fun.
Someone on Twitter, and I truly apologize because I don't remember what her name was and I don't have it on me. I might find it. I sent you a message with it, so you didn't have, because you try not to pay attention to
I try
Twitter.
not to look at our page,
but was like, by the way, there may or may not be a
Sarah R. Bell.
Yes, may or may not be a Scar on his wedding night fanfic, and I was like, I'm sending it to Grace.
Thank you so much. I loved it.
It apparently got really good there for a bit.
It's
fancy.
I know what it is.
Exactly.
It's I have no shame.
Yeah.
I have no shame in sharing that stuff. I have a very healthy appetite when it comes to those kind of things.
Exactly.
And I'm very okay with that.
It apparently got really good there.
Oh, it's fun. It's very fun. Look, it's not like a literary masterpiece.
No, but sometimes you don't need it to be.
No.
It doesn't have to
tell
be.
me a story.
Exactly. Anyway, after that scene.
Yeah.
So, and more ships come, more attack. They could use the intel from the boys right now because they can't hold them off for long with just one little ship. Daniel and Jonas are close. This whole end of this episode is very fast-paced.
Yes.
Daniel and Jonas are getting close, but they don't have company outside the door, so Daniel keeps working the computer while Jonas tries to deal with that. Meanwhile, Youth FaceTimes in to his fleet and is just like, fuck all these people here. Take the fleet across the galaxy.
Just kidding, we're out.
And the first prime reminds him why they're here. And he's like, I don't give a shit. Do as your god commands.
Yep.
Teal'c is super not okay with this.
No.
And the first prime is like, yeah, sorry, but I gotta do what my god
commands me. I gotta do what you tells me to do. The only way Teal'c's gonna get them to turn the ship around, I'm not predicting the future, is to fucking take out you and be like, I am your god now.
I am the captain.
Yeah.
And they take Teal'c off to a holding cell because otherwise he's gonna cause a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
because he's probably gonna cause a lot of trouble inside the holding cell too.
Yeah.
Teal'c can take out that entire ship on his own.
It's gonna be all right.
So Anubis' ship, he hears the report that they haven't found anything in the city, but there is a human base there that they found. So in the computer room, Jonas is able to patch the door to hold it for a bit. And Daniel gets into the computer system, but it's massive. I mean, what are you going to do? A keyword search for Achilles?
Right.
And Jonas is like, look, I'm real glad your memory and your razor-sharp wit are coming back, but now is not the
time, buddy. Yeah.
How about power core venting, dude?
Yeah.
And immediately returns the exact answer they need. Google doesn't even work that well.
No. At least like 4 or 5 hits down. Yeah. It's not good times.
No. And they find the answer. They send it off to Sam and Jack, which they get it, and now they just need Anubis to power the weapon.
Ta-da.
The planet Hammond reports in that they haven't heard from Teal'c yet, and the used fleet is late.
Yeah, he's getting a little nervous.
And Jack's like, remember when I had a problem with this plan?
Yeah, this is not the time for I told you so's.
Oh, Jack is always
but he's always got time for him.
So meanwhile, Anubis is like, I'm pretty sure this planet is a bust, but why don't you just do me a favor and send out some more death gliders to deal with that annoyance?
Just kill it anyway.
Pull everyone up from the planet, because I'm about to do some shit down there, but get that fly out of the way.
Yeah.
So Daniel and Jonas are now trapped in the room, but they do notice that Anubis is targeting the Stargate on the planet and Warren's base camp, because the Naquadah and the Stargate will just amplify the blast.
Yeah. Get them all out.
Hammond orders full evacuation. Jack wants to head in now, like to the ship.
Yeah.
But Sam warns him that without the Gold Fleet to finish the job,
it's the suicide mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More death gliders are coming in though, so it's one of those like damn if you do, damn if you don't. So they zip through the mothership shields and go for a trench run. Herrick and Anubis see the F-302 like next inside the shields and try to shoot it down with the little guns.
Their little inside guns.
Even more Star Wars-y.
Yeah.
So the door to the computer room is failing for Daniel and Jonas. They try and head up into the Jeffries tubes.
Yeah.
What? They're Jeffries tubes?
Yeah.
They're named after Jeffrey. They're actually named after one of the concept designers.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's why they're called Jeffries tubes. It's literally a guy named Jeffries.
I like it.
And they're Nixie tubes.
Yeah.
Actually, there are Nixie tubes. Only Daniel makes it up there.
Yes.
Jonas is zatted as Jaffagan in the room. And I can actually, if you look carefully, you're not distracted by the Jonas of it all. You see Daniel hiding in the shadows, closing the door and squirming out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, because he's like, I can't help you right now. Right. The best help I can give you is for me getting free.
And then I'll come back for you later.
Which he does. Spoilers. So outside on the surface, guns target, and like the Empire, can't hit shit.
Yeah.
Jack shoots, instantly hits his target. Main weapon is down. He uses the Force.
Yeah.
He turns off the target. He turns off the targeting computer.
I gotta tell you, at this point, I'm at the place where I just don't care about Sam and Jack right now. I really don't, and I try really hard to.
Listen,
but I'm like, Jonas is captured. Daniel is pulling his best John McClane.
But here's the other difference: is that right now Sam and Jack are fine.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't care.
So Herak tells Anubis, as the power core overloads, the weapon is down, and you see a very pretty, very Star Wars-like explosion in a control in a center core space again. That's just like concept art from Star Wars. And Anubis is pissed.
Yeah.
Super pissed, like screaming rage pissed.
Yeah.
And we see Jack and Sam get away from the ship. And Daniel is left crawling through Jeffrey's tubes.
Yeah.
And he does tell Jack and Sam that he's still on the ship. But that plan to wait until Anubis' ship is gone and rendezvous with Stargate.
And if you listen closely, while he's crawling through those vents, you hear him go, "Come out to the coast. Everything's going to be fine."
Yeah.
Little John McClane.
He is little John McClane. I wonder if we'll see more Daniel McClane.
Daniel McClane. I am okay with it.
So they have a new problem now, and that is Jonas. And that being captured. And Anubis has him locked down in a very uncomfortable looking torture chamber.
It's like yoked at the neck.
Yeah.
Like cannot move at all.
So Jonas Jonas is either really, really cool or a really great actor because he's just taunting Anubis. Maybe out of fear. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just like a reaction.
Sure.
It's what Jack would do. So we saw him do that to Ball.
Yeah. Just channeling his inner
Jack.
courage. Yeah.
He already figures he's going to suffer greatly, but at least they took out his fancy new weapon, his one advantage over the other Gould, so that's a good reason to gloat.
Right.
And that's when Anubis pulls out the spiky memory ball device that he used on Thor and tells Jonas that he will tell him everything, and Jonas is like, fuck.
Yep.
To be continued!
So, yeah. Everything hurts.
How you doing there, Grace?
I'm gonna be okay, and I'm gonna try to focus on the scholarly deep reads here. So this entire time, we've been working with Daniel, facing who he is, identity, fear of what you know about yourself.
Yeah,
what's in there. We deal the same with Teal'c.
Yeah,
we have the same thing with Jack. And now Jonas is literally going to be forced to face all of the things that he knows and is.
Yeah.
So
and will not
be
able to not.
Yeah.
Like he's
right.
That thing because we saw like Thor couldn't even.
It's not only is he revealing himself to himself, which is scary enough. You're also revealing yourself to the enemy.
And it's. I can only imagine if when you're in a situation like this, and no matter how bad. You don't want to reveal all the shit that will get all of your friends killed. Yeah. You physically have something in your brain that won't let you stop. So you're listening to yourself, basically give all the knowledge that will kill your friends.
And on top of that, is there anything in there that you're not aware of? Which is almost as scary.
Yes.
I mean, let's say they weren't in this moment.
Yeah.
Let's say there was just something in his head and he was revealing everything. Yeah. It's like therapy.
Is
there something in there that I don't know about and I now have to face?
Yeah.
That is my theme for this episode. And that's where I'm at. So I'm in this place where, look, the reality is we're going to face something. And someone's not going to make it, and someone might make it, and all these anger and joy and feelings, and like the Daniel and the Jonas, and shit's getting crazy.
Yes.
And when the dust settles, we are not going to be where we were. In a lot of ways, I'm sure. And so right now, it's like I've got to face the fact that that's going to happen.
I have a little bit of wine left in this glass to drink.
I don't know what it means, but I know it's going to be hard. Yep. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That is where I'm at.
Season opener. And I will tell you, we have one episode left in this 3-parter.
I'm like literally like cannot like stop squishing my hands.
It is called Homecoming.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
We are not going to do top because it's top this season. We're not going to have anything on the list. But we can add to the Martin Wood cameo list.
They like it.
Because that one's a pretty blatant Martin Wood cameo.
No indeeds, no crying out louds.
Yeah.
Let's get the show on the road.
Ready to final this off?
Guys, you know where to find us. On Twitter, we're at Terra Podcast. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, we have two. Sorry, I think we forgot to mention a Patreon. Well, no, I think we forgot last week, actually.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. For those of you who are not who are not patrons, for $1 a month, you can listen to Coco. We put that out this week.
Yeah.
Also, you get video versions. I don't know if we advertise that because we get video versions of the cast. You get random things that we'll watch, and then you get our thoughts. Our side thought, we call them car casts. Yes.
Literally on drives home or drives to places when the thoughts all come into your mind. Nixie and I will turn on that recorder.
Yep.
And record little interstitials.
And hopefully we'll get better at making them slightly more regular.
Yeah.
But we did do Coco this past week, which was really fun.
But to your patrons, thank you guys. Thank you always. First is Brent Mulberry.
And Brandon DeVito.
Danny DeVito's cousin.
Sure.
I don't know.
Probably
I'm just
not.
making things up. Sorry. I'm sure you've heard that joke a billion times, and I'm sorry. Thank you guys. Thanks to everyone for listening, for patroning, for all of the things.
Yes.
I have a lot of feels right now, so I'm not going to do this great. So here's where we're going to go.
Yes.
On Twitter, find us at Terra Podcast.
On Facebook, where there's no place like Terra.
You can email us at there's no place like Terra @gmail.com.
You can on Patreon at patreon.com/there's no place like Terra.
I
Sorry,
like it.
I blanked for a second.
Feel free to like us, rate us, review us.
Apple Podcasts and other places.
SoundCloud, whatever places we are. Who knows?
Yeah.
We love you guys.
Alrighty. You're awesome. Bye. I'm going to stop this. Bye.
I'm gonna stop this
and then
guy.
the thing.